Hey guys,
Hey
welcome
y'all,
to welcome to Hey Girl Hey with Amy.
and Gree.
We just wanted to start this podcast because we feel like we have so many fun things to say, and we're always giving friends advice. We're always having the most random discussions, so we figured why not start a podcast?
Yeah, we just want to share our, fun life with you guys and some of our opinions about things. So
Mhm.
here we are,
We do have a lot of opinions.
introducing you all to Hey Girl Hey.
Yes. So Brianna and I both went to Spelman, and we've been close ever since for oh my gosh, we graduated 10 years ago, and we've been close almost since we got there. So we've been close friends for a good little minute now.
Yeah.
And tell them about you, Gree.
Let's see. I'm from Atlanta. I still live in Atlanta. Let's see. What about me? I'm a school counselor. Dang, it's hard introducing yourself.
It's definitely hard.
I feel
That's what I was
like
thinking.
intros are so cliche. Like, introduce yourself. What is something fun about yourself?
I hate doing
One
intros.
funny fact about me. I'm weird.
I really hate them. Did you say I'm weird?
I'm kind of corny, but I'm fun.
Definitely fun.
I don't know. You just have to get to know me as you listen. So
that's a good idea. So I'll say the same things you said. I'm Amy. I'm an attorney. I'm from New York. I'm back in New York and living the dream.
He's from New York.
Living the dream. And yeah, we're very similar. We're very different, but it works. So
yeah,
that's us. And hey, girl, hey. So we figure that we will start our podcast episodes off with story time. And Brianna and I, we talk every day, throughout the day, and we have the most random things happen to us, things you could never predict. And so I have this really random story, Brianna, I realized I never even told you about it. That happened to me really recently. And then, you should definitely tell a crazy story too, because it's always happened to us. But, so here's my crazy story. Hopefully she never comes across this, but I go to European Wax Center to get a wax every month. And I have a wax girl that I always go to. She's cool. She's kind of young. She's 25 or so. She's the third waxer I've had at this location, because my first girl, we were tight. Loved her. She moved to Miami. The second one, once they had to shut down for the pandemic, she stopped coming. So now I go to this girl, and she's cool. She's a little unique. So, we talk about, just surface stuff, but I talk about surface stuff. She tells me some of her business. But anyway, so I went to her a couple weeks ago, and she, was asking me what's new with you. And, I just talked about the norm, yeah, work is cool, life is fine, whatever. And I asked her what's new with her. So she and her husband eloped in Vegas a few months ago, and they just moved to a new apartment. And I figured her updates would be about that. But when I asked her what was new, she was like, oh my gosh, I want to ask you something. Are you free on June 13th? And I was like, maybe. She's like, well, it's a Sunday, and, at 8:00 at night, this girl who I follow on Instagram is hosting a wax competition. And I was like, huh? And she was like, yeah, I want to participate in this wax competition, and I would need to bring someone. And so everyone would be in a room together, and we would be competing to see who can do the fastest cleanest Brazilian wax.
What? Oh,
And I would just love for you to come. Like, I can wax you, and you can like be the person who I do the wax for in the competition. And like, I really think we would win. I really think we would win. Like, I finished your waxes in like a few minutes. It's really quick. And I was just like, oh, okay. Okay. And she was like, and like, it's in Brooklyn. I don't know where in Brooklyn, but I drive, and I'll drive us. Or we can take an Uber, like whatever you want to do. And I was like, I'm going to check my schedule. And then this girl was like, and you only have to pay $50.
I got to pay. No.
Just to make sure that you're really going to show up. And I was just like, girl, okay. I'll let you know if I can make it. But I was just thinking, why in the hell would I guess with my dog Harlem. Surprise. I was just thinking, why in the hell would I sit in a room with a bunch of women getting waxed for you to do a competition? And why would I pay for that?
Also, you're not about to rush on my wax. That is no.
I just thought it was like, seriously, it was like the weirdest thing that she has ever asked me. And so I just left it at that. I was like, yeah, girl, I'm going to check my schedule. I would never, ever do that. That was,
what's funny about like personal, like, not hygiene, but like, getting your nails done, like waxes, like when people try to make like weird conversations with you and you just want to go and like have some time. Like, I don't want to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to you.
Is that real?
And I definitely don't want to go to a wax party with my vag open in the air with everyone in the room for a competition.
Like, was she the first person you asked, or like?
That's the thing. And you know what else she said? She was like, yeah, the rule is it's not supposed to be someone we know. And I was like, but you wax me every week. I mean, every month. And I'm just thinking like, also, what's weird is if it's not supposed to be someone you know,
then they need to provide the people.
Right. How would you ever get to the point where you're giving someone a Brazilian wax who you don't know?
So that's weird. Own people. That sounds weird. Also, what's the winning like?
Right. And why do I have to pay?
Do you get some money?
I already paid for my waxes with you.
Do you get the $50 back?
But look, okay, stop playing with me. But yeah, that's my crazy story of the week.
Crazy story of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my crazy story of the week is I work with a very interesting woman, counterpart, I will say, well, supposed to be counterpart, who doesn't like me for whatever reason. I told you guys I was a school counselor. And counselor, friendly, you're supposed to be nice, inviting, open door policy, people are supposed to be able to come in and talk to you. Okay, well, she's not that. And she was nice at first, and then all of a sudden she became crazy. So again, this year has been very hard. But on the last day of school, my principal told us that we had some extra money that we can work over the summer, and we could split the funds up 2 ways. I could work 4 days. She could work 4 days. So I knocked on her door and I said, hey, we have some extra money over the summer. You can pick 4 days to work. I can pick 4 days to work, and we don't have to work on the same 4 days. And she was like, I'm not interested in working at this school with you or him. And she slammed her door in my face. Woo. And that was the last words that we spoke to this day. And that was it. Like, I don't know, like, what, I have not done anything to her. Like, anybody at the school can vouch for me. It's been crazy. And like, just me being who I am, I'm not gonna approach her about it, but I still have to go back to work in August and work with her again for another year. So, like, you know, I'm still young, kind of new to this field, and she's 50 something.
Mm.
So, you know, going into the workforce, having to deal with stuff like this, it's like, this is nuts.
So that's what I was going to ask. She's definitely coming back next year?
Yes.
Oh my God. I was under
And it's just backstory. It's just two counselors, me and her. So I have to work with her.
I did not think she was coming back. Like,
yeah, she's coming back. I have not interviewed anyone else.
Why would she say, I don't want to work with you if she's coming back?
She can't go anywhere else. Exactly. Like, she was placed at our school because she got kicked out of her other school.
If you know you have to work with someone for another year, like, why would you even be rude?
I have no idea. It has to be. Obviously, I know it's not me. It could be
not
me,
you.
but like, it can't be me.
It's definitely her.
I haven't done anything to you. I come to work. I do my job. I try to have a relationship with you, even if it's just a working relationship. But on the last day of school, you slammed the door in my face. Really? You really want to go into the new school year like this?
And it's also crazy, like, why would you not want the free money? Okay, it's not free, but I mean, I'm sure it would be like...
I mean, there's no kids in the building. We're not going to be doing nothing.
Right.
It's
I would love that. She's tripping.
Exactly.
She's tripping. Hopefully next year is better than this one, because you definitely had some stories.
It's not going to be. And the thing is, I think now it's like, she knows, oh, she's not going to do nothing. She's not going to say nothing. But yeah, I'm not going to do anything or say anything to you because I'm not trying to lose my job.
No, that's right.
But at the end of the day, I mean, I wouldn't want to come to work where everybody hates me.
That's how it's going for her. She does not have a good track record at all. So,
and then it's like hard to talk, you know, to coworkers and stuff because it's like can't really trust them.
Oh yeah,
not really.
Can't.
They're bestie.
You can't talk shit about a coworker to another coworker. You never know who will run back and tell it.
Right, because you don't really know how coworkers feel about other coworkers.
Absolutely,
they might say, "Oh, I don't like her either." And then
then the next day they're having lunch
after work, or they, you know, hang out on the weekend. So I don't trust.
Absolutely, yep. Can't trust any.
Like all y'all can just really.
I hate all y'all. Let me stop.
I don't hate y'all, but you know, we just
the school day is enough, and after that, I'll catch you later.
Right.
I'll catch you in August.
Right. See y'all in August. Bye.
Okay. So, the way we want to do this format is after story time, we want to have like a main topic. And this could be like anything that, you know, we discussed throughout the week or like something that randomly came up in our minds that we want to discuss with each other. So this week, I want to discuss friendships and how you deal with either outgrowing a friend or, on the flip side, how you deal with it when you feel like you're the one holding a friendship together.
A one-sided friendship.
Right. So have you ever experienced these instances?
Yes.
Tell me, girl.
Currently, a friend. A long-time friend, actually. I'm not going to say he or she, but this person that I've been friends with for a long time.
How long?
More than 10 years.
That's a third of your life.
Right. Actually gone through a lot of stuff with this person. Been there for this person a lot. Vice versa. That person's been there for me, you know, through a lot of things too. But more recently, I would say in the last I'm going to say 3 years, 2 years.
Okay.
2 years, I think, is more solid. The reaching out has come from me. Phone calls have come from me. Pretty much any type of communication comes from
For
me.
2 years?
You know, checking on, unless it's like a happy birthday, you know, or like someone passes away, you know, that person will reach out. But as far as like just to say hello or how are you doing or are you alive,
Oh, God.
that is for me.
So just,
And you know, when you have a strong relationship with someone, regardless of where they live,
I was gonna say, do they live in Atlanta?
no, the person does not live in Atlanta. And you know, I'm good friends with you. You don't live in Atlanta. You haven't lived in Atlanta since we graduated from college, but that hasn't changed our relationship. You know what I mean? And even if I talk to you every day, you know, I pretty much talk to you every day since whenever. But even if I didn't speak to you every day, I'm never worried about, oh my God, me and Amy's friendship is one-sided. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm gonna hear from you, or like, I don't mind reaching out to you. Like, our friendship has never been that way. But like I said, more recently, this last 2 years, this friendship has become very one-sided, and to the point where it's like, I don't want to reach out to you anymore because every time I reach out, it's like, dang, it's always me reaching out. And then sometimes you don't even respond. So
Oh my God.
it's like, is it really, have I outgrown this person? I don't know. Is this person busy? I don't really know because you post on social media.
It right there. Can I just say, if I'm reaching out to someone and you're posting on social media but not responding to me, that's like the number one way to piss me off. Because I know you saw my message. I know.
Yeah, and then it's like, do you care? Like, am I important enough to you to respond? That's the first thing. Because like certain people, and I'm guilty of this, I will leave their message in my inbox because maybe I just don't want to talk to you right now. You know what I mean? But my real friends, family, and stuff, I'm going to respond to you immediately because you're a priority. You know what I mean? And it's like, has our friendship kind of just fallen to the side where it's like, you know, okay, whatever. That's fine. But at the end of the day, have enough respect for me to reply.
Agreed.
Eventually.
So
don't never reply.
Have you mentioned this to this person?
No, because I know this person enough to kind of already know what kind of response I'm gonna get.
What do you think the response would be if you said to this person, hey, well, okay, so I guess the message would be something like, hey, I feel like, you know, for the past couple of years, I've been doing the reaching out. You don't reach out to me. You don't call me. You know, sometimes when I hit you up, you don't even respond, but I always see you on social media. Like, so what do you think the person would respond to that?
I think this person probably would respond like either one, they're busy
for 2 years,
specifically with something specific that I can't say because then that would give away who the person is, or they didn't mean to, or like something like that. I just feel like I can already predict what the person is gonna say, and that would just irritate me more. So it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of people just have an issue with admitting when they're wrong instead of just saying, you know what, yes, you always do hit me up and I need to do better about reaching out, or I just don't have the time. You know what I mean? Like I'm not into my phone like that, but yes, you are because you're on social media. So it's just, I don't want to get in a back and forth about something that I care about, but I really don't, because at the end of the day, 2 years is, you know, at first I'm like, dang, this person, I don't talk to them like that anymore.
Mhm.
But now it's like 2 years later,
Do
I'm
you
not
care?
that concerned because
Yeah.
I've realized that certain people I can keep in my life, but I don't really need you like right here, you know, right in my circle. Like I can still speak to you. We can hang out. You know, if you come in town, we can link up. We can have dinner. We can have lunch. But you know, people I thought like, oh, you're gonna be like the godmom of my child, or like the, you know, the uncle of my kid. You know, they gonna call you uncle or auntie or whatever.
Mhm.
Nah.
Damn, that's rough. Do you think there was like a trigger 2 years ago? Like, do you think something happened to make this person like change up? Because
I think
they
that
the same way as you, like in terms of initiating and being responsive for the first like 8 years of the friendship. So what happened in the past 2 years?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like I could say a significant other or not, but then, you know, I don't know. Like we've all had significant others. That hasn't taken me away from any of my friends. But then I'm different from a lot of people. Like I'm not about to let any man take me away from my friends, because when and if you decide to leave or I decide to leave you, like those are going to be the people that I'm going to need for support. Like
That's a
so I'm not
fact.
going to push them by the way. So yes, you're going to spend time with them probably, and might not always be available to hang out with your girls or boys, whoever.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, am I still going to talk to Amy every day? Yeah.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what I do. So if you can't get with that, then we probably can't.
That's crazy. A lot of people really do, and you know, you haven't told me who you're talking about. A lot of people do switch up when they get into relationships. And, you know, even me personally, I can think of friends of mine who are in serious relationships, and I definitely don't speak to or see them as often as I used to when they weren't in serious relationships. And I think it's kind of like a natural thing. Like, after like a few years or like a couple years, this becomes like your person, you know, and they become like your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and they're your best friend, and they're your plus one if you go to this place, or if you want to go to a party, you bring them, like, you know. So instead of having like your 5 closest friends, you now have them like all rolled into one. So you, or some people, feel like you don't need that group of friends as much. But it's like you said, like, this may sound like sad, but you know, there's always the possibility that you and this person are going to break up. And if you and this person break up, what you gonna do then? Come back and, like in your situation, come back and try to hang out with you 2 years later? Like, you're gonna be like, where
Right.
the hell have you been for the past 2 years?
And every adult knows, like, obviously you're going to meet someone, you know, new that you might fall in love with or whatever. And, like, as a friend, like, I'm going to support you in your relationship. Like, you know, Amy has a new boyfriend. Okay, cool. Like, I want you to spend time with him. I want you to, you know, love him and, like, you guys be together forever. But at the end of the day, just like you want your partner to hang out with his homeboys
Right.
and, you know, his friends, like, he should want the same for you. Like, go spend time with your girls. Like, that's what normal people do. You don't want to just be up under your partner all day, every day,
Some people don't have
and then not have friends. That's not normal.
Do you think it's possible that this person outgrew you? And I kind of like need a definition. What does it mean to outgrow a friend? Does it mean you just like no longer like to do the things that y'all used to do together?
I think can be several definitions of outgrowing somebody. You can outgrow somebody in the things that you guys enjoy. You know, like in high school, I like to, you know, maybe bend over to the front, touch my toes, twerk in the club.
So did.
Now I like
And college.
yeah, now I
Mid
like
20s.
to sip wine at a winery. You know what I mean? And like have brunch and travel, and maybe the people that I hung out in high school still like to go to the club. Like, there's things that you know outgrow, and if this group of people still are doing the things that you don't like to do, then it's like, maybe there's, you got to elevate. There's groups of people that I choose not to hang out with because I don't want to go to jail. So you can do this criminal stuff over here. I'm gonna go here because I want my freedom. Like you can just outgrow groups of people, and not to say that you're better than them or anything like that. It's just a choice.
Do you think this person outgrew you?
Maybe. Or maybe they could feel some type of way because of some way I view, my view on something, mm-hmm. or my opinion on something, or they don't like something that I said when they've asked for an opinion, but they don't know how to say that to me.
Oh,
and that's fine. But then again, don't ask for my opinion.
That's true. A lot of people ask for opinions, and they just want you to say what they want you to say. They don't want you to say the truth. That definitely happens. I really haven't experienced this. I have not fallen apart from any friends. Like, if you're my good friend, you're still like, we're like this, like we are tight. Like, I realized that every stage of my life, whether it was like my elementary school, my first high school, my boarding school, college, law school, and like Harlem, from each of those, I have at least one friend who I'm super tight with. And this goes all the way back to when I was like 5, like my oldest friend, who's the mother of my godkids. We are like this, we're tight. And I guess like I've been fortunate, but we all have grown together. Now, that's not to say that, my college friends get along with my Harlem friends, like my law school friends might not get along with my boarding school friends, but I still get along with each of them. And I guess I've been really fortunate because, like once I'm with you, like I'm with you. I can only think of one situation. I can think of 2 situations. One, I will not mention names, but one friend, we are still like super close to this day. Like, I call her my sister. And, as was the case with most of my friends, we lived in the same place at one point, whether it was boarding school where I was at for 2 years, or New York, where I've been like the vast majority of my life, or law school 3 years, whatever. She and I lived in the same place for a period of time. And when we lived in the same place, we talked all the time. We hung out all the time. And then she moved. And, we kind of went through the same thing that you and your friend went through. Like, I noticed it was me always reaching out. But I'm not good at biting my tongue. So eventually I was like, girl, what the fuck? Like, you can't initiate conversation. I'm always the one reaching out to you. Like, we used to talk all the time. And now I feel like if I ever want to speak to you, I have to go out of my way. And you're not even like attempting to talk to me. And, you said you thought if you mentioned that to your friend would pretty much not accept the blame. But when I said this to her, she was like, you know what? You're right. Like, I'm fucked up. I don't initiate as much as I should. It's not fair for you to always have to reach out to me. And honestly, after that conversation, stuff has like really, really changed. And that was maybe like, 2021. That was like 5 years ago, maybe. And since then, it's like definitely improved. So I understand, like, for you, it's already been like 2 years. I probably wouldn't care after 2 years either. I would be like, oh, well, c'est la vie, what you gonna do now? If I have gone 2 years carrying a friendship, I probably won't care anymore, which is sad.
It's exhausting.
Absolutely. I ain't got time to chase you. Like, come on now. Especially like, obviously you're a great friend. That's why we're still friends. So when you know that you are a great friend, like, you don't need to chase friends. You, Brianna, have so many friends. And that's
And
telling.
that's another thing. Like, I have too many good friends that, like, I talk to regularly. We hang out regularly. You know, I can visit regularly to worry about one person. You know, even though, like, I have some great memories with this person, it's like they're memories, you know, and they'll never be forgotten. But at the end of the day, like you said, sometimes you outgrow people. And I still have to move on. Like, I'm 30 years old and you know, we just keep going.
Absolutely. I actually have a funny story about that. So, well, not quite about that, but kind of similar, or I guess like a contrast to outgrowing someone. Usually, if I am no longer friends with someone, it's because something happened. And I'm like a nice person, but you know, like once I have it in my head that kind of like you said, you know, you could still be cool with the person, like whatever, but once it's in my head that we're not on the level we used to be, it's just not there. So this person, we were so close that I called her my best friend, right? And she, I'm trying to not give too many details, but you know, I called her my best friend, and she moved away from where we were living. And you know, I had an event a couple of years later. Now, those 2 years, or like, yeah, in between the time that she moved and my event, we were still very, very tight. Like, you and I, like, we haven't lived in the same place in like 10 years, but we still talk every day. That's the type of person I am. Like, if I'm close with my friends, I'm super close. Like, I'll talk to my close friends like every day. So this girl and I, we were still very close, talking every day. You know, I was very aware of the goings on in her life and vice versa. And you know, my event was coming up a couple years later. So I'm sorry, a couple of years later, my event was coming up. And in the months leading up to my event, she was trying to put me on with this guy. Like, she was like, he would be a great guy for you, blah, blah, blah. He's a great catch, blah, blah, blah. And he lived like an hour or maybe like a couple of hours away from me. And I just felt like that was kind of a hassle, but you know, she was really hyping him up. So I'm like, all right, like tell me a little whatever about him. So the first question I ask is, how tall is he? I'm 5'9".
Oh, that's your question.
My question. I'm 5'9". Like, I would love to be able to date someone who I can wear heels with, but you know, as I get older, I'm not as superficial. So I'm kind of like, okay, is he like 5'10", 5'11"? You know, God, I'm not going to be looking down. But like I said, I'm 5'9". So I asked, how tall is he? And she said he is 5'9". And I just weighed everything. I was like, okay, he lives a couple of hours away from me. He's my height. I'm like, I'm not really pressed, right? So I kid you not, for about 4 or 5 months, even after I said no thank you, she tried to pair me up with this guy week after week. And I would just be like, look, girl, I don't want the boy. Like, why are you pressing it? And like, I don't know if I just like miss signs from people, but it didn't occur to me that there was anything. I mean, I just thought it was weird that she kept pressing me on him. I kind of assumed that it was something like maybe she showed him my picture and he was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm interested, whatever." So so you know, it gets to be the weekend of my event and she comes and she brings him. She told me she was going to bring him, but I didn't think it was like on some setup shit, right? And he seemed nice, whatever. I was not interested. And even during that weekend, you know, I kind of saw him like flirting with her, but when I asked her about it, I was like, what's going on? She was like, no, that's my friend. He just told me he is looking forward to like spending time with you tonight when we all go out. So, like I said, I was,
yeah, sure.
Huh?
I said, yeah, sure.
Right, exactly. And so, again, I brushed it off. And so later that night, I had a little gathering at a friend's apartment, a little kickback, a little pregame. And long story short, I caught them in the closet, half naked. And I was so taken aback. Like, it was so weird to me because why are you pressing me to date this man and you're about to fuck him in the closet? I just couldn't understand. Do you have any idea why someone would do that?
It's the effort, though. Like, the effort.
You're going mad hard to put me on with this guy, and then you're about to fuck him in the closet.
And you want him the whole time.
Why couldn't you just date him?
Exactly. Like, I don't need you to hook me up with somebody. Did I ask you to hook me up with somebody?
Sure didn't. And
you know what?
What makes it even worse is like, so I can be confrontational, but usually I just observe and keep it moving. So I saw them in the closet. I looked, I said, huh, okay. And I turned around, I walked out, and, the rest of the night she was so apologetic and blah, blah, blah. I thought that was some real weirdo shit. And, the relationship was never the same. The next month, we all found out, her included, he had a baby on the way with somebody else. Actually, I don't even think...
Did she ever give an explanation?
No. And I was like, what is...
They got there.
He had no explanation. And actually, I don't think he had a baby on the way. I think the baby was born the next month.
So this whole time you were trying to hook me up, he had someone pregnant.
Disgusting. It's disgusting.
You were in the closet kissing him while he had someone pregnant, or possibly a newborn.
Yep.
And you were still trying to hook me up.
Yep, pretty weird. And it gets weirder because that was maybe like, that was 5 years ago. And obviously after that, I'm just thinking like, okay, I really can't trust you. Like, we can be cool, it's not like you slept with my man. It's not like he and I actually started dating and then I caught y'all in the closet, but I'm not going to look at you the same, right? But the weird shit is, after all that, she met this guy and they got engaged. And last year she asked me to be in their wedding. And I was just, it was just crazy to me because I was just thinking like, do you not remember what happened a few years ago? Like, is that not weird to you?
Do you speak to this person regularly?
Not at all. In between the time I caught them in the closet and the time she asked me to be in the wedding with, I guess, her now husband, I probably spoke to her about 3 times a year on average. And like I said earlier, right, that's like very weird. It's kind of like how I think maybe she was like doing it based off of the prior status of the friendship, like kind of like how you said, like with your friend who you've been reaching out to, like a while ago, you were thinking like, this may be like the uncle of my kids, or this may be like the godmother of my kids, whatever. Things change. Okay. Things change, which makes me also think maybe either she was trying to like honor that, or maybe she just ain't got no friends. And maybe he has a lot of friends. And you need to be intimate.
That could be it. Like, who else have you betrayed along the way, ma'am?
Right. Don't you have other friends? That's actually also another thing.
I'm never bringing my man around you.
Absolutely. That's actually another thing I wanted to discuss, but maybe we can do it on another podcast. I wanted to discuss
like Portia Williams.
Oh God, that was you really.
First of
you
all,
cannot trust.
I think she was so cool. Like, oh, that could be like be my home girl.
Right.
She gives me like homegirl vibes.
Yep.
Like she's cool, she's fun. But now, no, you're not homegirl because you can't be my homegirl.
Absolutely not. And you see that she was like, well, we were never friends. And
girl,
it's very difficult for me to call someone my friend. Like if I call you my friend, like we are tight. But I don't care if we're just associates. You don't do no shit like that. You came in my house.
That was just too close.
You were in my house.
Okay.
In
my house. Around my kids.
Nah. Oh yeah, I forgot she does have kids. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. But the thing I was gonna say,
and now you got this man's name, middle
name.
Oh
my God, I heard about that. That's so sick. I want to see a picture of it. She's sick.
And like I used to feel bad for her because like the first husband, it didn't work out. Then Dennis cheated. And now it's like, it's not them, sis.
Right.
It's not them.
You know what, though? I kind of think it's both. I kind of think, I mean, yeah, Dennis cheated, but they were too, like, fast anyway. Like, I remember they talked about how they said, I love you on the first date, which is really concerning. And then Cordell, like, look. Okay. Okay. I'll leave it at that. But that's true. Like after a certain age, like you have to make smarter decisions. But maybe this is her smart decision. I read that he's worth $40 million.
I mean, if she's trying to look for a come up, cool. But if you're looking for love,
look, maybe she said the love will come after the come up.
I guess her first goal was to get a baby. I guess she got the baby.
She did. She got the baby. That's a cute baby. That's a cute baby.
Yeah, the baby's beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the thing I was going to mention, and we can like do this on another podcast, but I wanted to discuss with you wedding parties and having too many friends and how you would like narrow it down, whether you have people who think they'll be in your wedding party, but you know they will not be.
I already have my wedding party in my head. I mean, I would never announce
how many people
out loud because I think people, obviously are going to listen to this who think they're probably going to be in my wedding party and will not be.
Awakening.
Yeah. You won't be in that little box that says, will you be my bridesmaid?
How many people are in this future wedding party?
6.
Okay. That's a solid number. Well, I know I'm in there. Wouldn't it be funny if I wasn't? You're like, oh, yeah, girl. Yeah, you in it, girl.
Yeah, you in it, girl. It was 7, but, the person who family member that was going to be my wedding no longer.
Damn. I mean, hey, things happen.
They do.
When we
with family too.
Yep. Okay. That's true. That is so true. When I was 22 and thinking, oh, I wonder who I would put in my wedding. Those are probably the same people. Except for like 1 or 2 people. And their additions.
Yeah, I think my 22 list is like
it switched a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely has switched. I mean, and then I have like people like Rashad, who is like obviously gonna be like my person, but
on the guy's side.
I don't know how that would look him standing on my side.
Exactly. Or like my brother, like of course he'll be in my wedding, but he's obviously a man.
Yeah.
So. But okay, so in the future, guys, we want to do listener letters because we give excellent advice, don't we?
Yeah. I wish y'all could see our text thread, but that's nothing that you will ever
Can't show them that. Cannot show them that. But since this is the first episode, we don't have any letters yet, so we are going to open the emails to people who need advice. It could be guy advice, friend advice, career advice, anything. I feel like you and I have dealt with so much. Oh my Lord, so
In
much.
my short 30 years of life, well, 31 for you.
Oh, I'm a grandma.
30 for me.
I'm a grandma. We have so much to say, and I feel like we can help people out, you know?
We're your helpers.
We're your homegirls. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, hey.
But yeah. Okay, so should we say catch you
Shoot
next
us an email.
Huh? Oh, yeah. So
Shoot us an email.
our email is heygirlhey.pc@gmail.com. Really simple. heygirlhey.pc, that's like podcast, @gmail.com.
So send us a letter.
Yes. And
And
we'll get
we'll pick one each week to read. And, you know, may the best one win.
Yes, I'm so excited. I love giving
Me
advice.
too.
I really love giving advice.
And follow us on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. What's the Instagram?
I forgot what our Instagram is, but hold on. Pull it up now so that I can tell y'all what it is. So follow us on Instagram. It's the same as our email, heygirlhey.pc.
Got it.
So follow us. I
Perfect.
only have one follower right now because I just made the Instagram. So.
Yeah. You know, we need a little time to get it up and running, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
We will get there.
So
Okay, cool. So we'll catch y'all next week.
on Hey Girl Hey.
Hey, girl, hey. Bye, girl, bye.
Bye.
Bye.